intro?
No, you good. You're doing the intro.
Vanilla Gorilla. Not built like them. Don't hit like them, but this bat will make you hit like them.
Yeah. All right, well, call it good. All right, see y'all later.
Swing the Vanilla Gorilla.
Golly. Fuck that red bat. Don't fail me yet. All right, what's up, mother truckers? BP Hero back at you.
Osage League
Yeah, out here with the boys today, swinging the 2023 DeMarini Vanilla Gorilla. Big thanks to Fat Guy BP for sending this out to us so we could check it out. Be sure and head over to his channel and check out his review of this bat, as well as many others here. My man's been grinding for a while now, definitely deserves some credit, so let's get him some more views here. Out here in Columbia at Atkins Park on the Goldfield, dimensions as you can see right here. About a 70-degree day, a little bit of a breeze at our backs for once. Hitting our usual mix of balls that we do for these U-Trip bats, which is a bag of BP Rockets and Pro-M's. Bat had about 150 swings on it from Adam before he sent it out to us, and it is a 27 ounce. It is in-loaded, and was it true to weight? Yes and no. It felt like a 27, but it was listed as in-load. DeMarini never puts any type of actual in-load with their bats, but it did swing a little bit light for being an in-load. Probably our only rant with it was the lack of the load. The red Vanilla Gorilla that we reviewed towards the end of last year was spot on, so this one was, I wouldn't say a little bit of a disappointment, but definitely a letdown compared to what we were expecting out of it based on last year's model. It is a two-piece with a ZNX alloy handle, and these handles are stiff. They're rigid, but it never burns your hands. DeMarini has really mastered the stiff handles. The thing will provide plenty of feedback without killing your hands, but much stiffer and it would be an issue. But they've always done a good job of really tiptoeing that line and finding the happy medium of how to make a handle stiff without it being too much. This bat features a 12-inch barrel, and again, just the same as the handle. The barrel was tight feeling too. The feedback was stiff unless you got it on the screws. The sweet spot was small, but there was no mistaking it when you got it. At times, the drawback of a 12-inch barrel can be in the forgiveness. And if you're used to a short barrel and you do a good job of striking the ball consistently, you'll do just fine with this one. But if you're a bit inconsistent, I will say that you're probably going to fight with it a little bit. And a quick look at this thing on the tester here. This was right before we got started with it. So basically after Adam's swings, which was about 150, it started a smidge above 300. And as expected from DeMarini, the performance we see out of these at such a high compression is surprising. The boys and I got about another 150 to 175 on it, and it ended at around the 285 mark. Durability again gets 5 stars, and the performance at such a high compression reading makes this a great option for guys who play somewhere that testing is a factor, or you want a bat that you can swing in BP and in games. So all variables considered here, what are our thoughts on this thing, you might be wondering to yourself? Well, full disclaimer. We reviewed this year's red bat on the same day that we reviewed this, and honestly, I would recommend the red bat over this bat if someone were to ask me which one to buy, but only from the aspect of the red bat being way more user-friendly. I personally prefer the Vanilla Gorilla over the red bat, but I also enjoy short barrels, and I can manage to live on or near a sweet spot more times than not. This bat would be one that I would recommend for a very niche group of people. You have to understand that it's going to be tight and unforgiving, but rewarding if you can strike it well and consistently. As usual, we saw fairly good performance out of this thing, even with it coming in at over 280 on the compression tester, and it's going to do nothing but get better with more swings. DeMarini's not a light tech this year, was supposed to break in faster and perform better at a lower swing count. And with hearing that, I was hoping that it would be combined with the loading of last year's red Vanilla Gorilla, like I mentioned earlier. So we had high hopes going into this, but if I had to nitpick one thing about it, it would be just the lack of loading in it. In my opinion, the best loaded DeMarini we have swung in a very long while is last year's release of the red Vanilla Gorilla. The in-load in this year's model was a very subtle half ounce that at times almost felt lighter than that. Everything about this bat was exactly what I thought it would be. They just missed a little bit on the loading with this one, in our opinion, which is something that DeMarini usually doesn't struggle with a ton. I personally feel like that's especially important when swinging something that's going to test really high, it needs the extra mass to help it perform well. But with that criticism aside, I did enjoy this bat, but if you're not 100% aware of what you're getting yourself into with it, definitely try one before you buy one. That's going to wrap up this review, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for stopping in and checking it out. Thanks again to Fat Guy BP for sending this out to us so we can check it out. Thanks to the boys for coming out and hitting. Thanks to my wife for listening to me absolutely butcher this voiceover, and I'm glad you don't get to hear all the parts of that. Swing hard in case you hit it. BP Hero, catch you next time.
Okay, go ahead. It's the life of DHH for 3 weeks in a row. Finally hit a line drive to left field. Man, we'll have a Bubba Mac. Right. Get him. Go ahead and get you some, Jess. My shoulders are edge. Better bring bands with you. There it is. Yeah. That port was a biscuit. Fuck you. Closer now.
I know I have good stuff. Just a little.
How can you tag J-Mag in his bat when you ain't did shit with him?
Oh, you're right. I gotta get.
Try and get you a DeMarini contract.
Hell no. The red one was better.
Fuck no.
Danny would say something like that. The one none of you really like, but the one he really.
I can't do that. I gotta go here every time.
I mean, that's a good
That is
option.
pretty dirty though.
That's Arkansas.
Yeah, they just
I
left
mean,
the
they
house
want
like
their balls, so I don't blame them.
If they just left the house like that, they didn't know there were softballs out
I
there.
would have went out there. I would have went in my draws.
3, I'm done.
I mean, you want to be technical. You haven't took a real swing yet.
I'm torn. I don't hate it.
Pulled 2 balls. Aren't you happy? Fuck. Too much in low for him.
Oh, we.
Daddy?
Oh my God.
Yeah, go get it. Go pick it up.
I will. I'm glad you don't want to end on that one.
That's a leadoff hitter.
You don't want to end on that one?
Go pick it up.
You don't want to end on that?